Opening scene. The warm glow of golden hour pours through the large windows, bathing the room in soft light. A gentle instrumental tune plays in the background. The living room is cozy and tastefully decorated with small hints of celebration. White roses in a vase, flickering scented candles, and balloons tied gently to the back of a dining chair. Sarah, early 30s, hums to herself as she carefully places the last fork on the beautifully set dinner table. She's dressed in a simple yet elegant red dress, her hair loosely curled, a light touch of makeup enhancing her natural features. Her eyes are alive with anticipation. She steps back to admire the setup. 2 wine glasses, a homemade dinner, and a small cake with "Happy Anniversary" written in delicate icing. On the sideboard, a bottle of wine waits to be opened. Sarah, to herself, smiling. Perfect. She glances at the clock. 6:10 p.m. He was supposed to be home at 6. Not too late, she thinks. Her eyes land on the old, slightly worn photo album sitting on the coffee table. She walks over, sits down with a sigh, and gently opens the cover. Insert, photo album pages, a picture of her and Mark, mid-30s, on their wedding day, beaming with happiness. Another of their honeymoon, laughing in the rain. A candid shot of them at a picnic, faces smudged with chocolate cake. Back in the present, Sarah smiles, tracing her fingers over one of the photos. Sarah, softly. We were so young, so in love. A bittersweet look crosses her face. Things had changed lately. Mark had been distant, tired, distracted, glued to his phone. But she chalked it up to stress from work. Today was a chance to reconnect. She closes the album slowly and glances at her phone. No new messages. She unlocks it and opens the last text from Mark. Mark, text. Might be a little late. Meetings ran over. Love you. She stares at the message, lips pursed. Meetings on our anniversary? She murmurs, trying not to let disappointment settle in. Still, she stands and lights one more candle. The flickering flame reflects in her eyes. Sarah walks to the mirror and adjusts her necklace, a delicate gold pendant Mark gave her on their first anniversary. She touches it for comfort, holding on to hope. She returns to the table, takes a deep breath, and sits down, waiting. In the silence, the clock ticks louder than before. The wine bottle remains unopened. The candles burn lower. And Sarah stares at the door, her smile slowly fading, unaware of the unraveling truth waiting just around the corner. Unexpected delay. The sun has dipped lower, casting a dusky hue over the room. The candles flicker, shadows dancing across the walls. The once warm atmosphere now feels quieter, heavier. The untouched dinner sits cooling on the table. Sarah's phone buzzes. Close up, phone screen. Mark calling. She sits up quickly, smoothing her dress before answering. Sarah, cheerfully trying to hide her nerves. Hey, you. Mark, VO, muffled, distracted. Hey, babe. Listen, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to be late. Things are a bit crazy here. Sarah's face falls just slightly. She forces a smile, as if he can see her. Sarah, late? It's our anniversary, Mark. A pause. Background noise on his end. People talking. Maybe the shuffle of papers. Mark sighs. Mark, VO. I know. I didn't forget, okay? I've just got a meeting that popped up last minute. My manager's on my back about this new campaign launch. Sarah, you didn't even mention work this morning. You promised we'd celebrate tonight. Another pause. He lowers his voice. Mark, VO. I didn't expect this, Sarah. Can you just cut me some slack? It's just work. I'll make it up to you. I promise. She presses her lips together, choosing her words carefully. Sarah. Okay, so how late are we talking? Mark, VO. An hour? Maybe more. Don't wait up for me, just eat, okay? I don't want you starving. The words sting more than he realizes. Sarah swallows the lump rising in her throat. Sarah, right, sure, I'll eat. Mark, VO. Thanks, babe, I'll make it up to you. Love you. He hangs up before she can reply. She stares at the screen as the call ends. Beat. Sarah places the phone down slowly, her hand lingering on it. The silence that follows is deafening. She rises from the couch and walks to the window, pulling the curtain slightly to peek out onto the empty street. No headlights, no sign of him. Back at the table, the cake still says, "Happy Anniversary." It looks almost mocking now. She walks over, picks up a fork, and stabs it into the frosting. A small piece comes off and she eats it mechanically. Her eyes land on the chair across from hers, empty. Sarah, softly to herself, "Meetings on our anniversary. Wow." She chuckles bitterly, wiping at her eyes before any tears can fall. She moves to blow out one of the candles but stops herself. Instead, she grabs her phone again, scrolling through old texts. Her eyes freeze on something, a recent message thread with Mark. A name she doesn't recognize shows up in the preview of a message on the screen. Hotel confirmation? Her brow furrows. Sarah, quietly, confused. What hotel? The seed of doubt is planted. She puts the phone down and stares at it for a long moment. Something feels off. And now she's not just hurt. She's curious. A mysterious clue. The dinner remains untouched. The candles have burned halfway down. Sarah, now barefoot and tired of waiting, walks into the bedroom, pulling her hair into a loose bun. She tries to shake off the heaviness in her chest. She grabs a laundry basket and begins to fold some clothes, anything to distract herself. As she picks up Mark's work shirt from the floor, something slips out from the pocket and flutters to the floor. Close up. A folded piece of paper. Curious, Sarah picks it up. It's thicker than normal paper, a printed receipt, her brows knit together. Insert, receipt. The Grand Elegance Hotel, executive suite booking. Name, Mark Holloway. Date, tonight time, 7 p.m. Check-in. Special request, rose petals, champagne, romantic setup. Sarah stares at the receipt as if it's in another language. Her hands tremble slightly. Sarah, softly. Tonight? She checks the time. 7:42 p.m. Her heartbeat quickens. She reads the paper again, this time slower, as if the words will change. Rose petals, champagne, romantic setup. A sick feeling settles in her stomach. Sarah, to herself. He said he was at work, in a meeting. She sits on the edge of the bed, the receipt clutched in her hand. Her mind races with questions. Was it a surprise for her? If so, why wouldn't he tell her anything? Why wouldn't he invite her? And if it wasn't for her, who was it for? She looks over at Mark's nightstand and opens the drawer. Inside, it's mostly clutter. Old chargers, receipts, random coins. But tucked to the side, there's a small black gift bag. Her breath catches. She opens it carefully. Inside is a delicate silver bracelet. Beautiful, elegant. But there's no note. No box. Just tissue paper and the bracelet. Sarah. Is this for me? She puts it down like it's made of glass. Her hands are cold now. Her mind is anything but still. Her eyes drift back to the receipt. The Grand Elegance Hotel. It's not far. A 15-minute drive, maybe less. The image of Mark in a hotel room with another woman flashes in her mind. She shakes her head, refusing to believe it, but the pit in her stomach won't go away. Sarah whispers, "Why would he lie?" She stands abruptly, pacing, the receipt still in her hand. Maybe it is for her. Maybe he's planning a surprise and she's about to ruin it. But why tell her to eat alone? Why forget their dinner plans? The doubt is no longer a whisper. It's loud, pounding in her chest. She looks toward the closet, grabs a coat, and slips on her shoes. Sarah, firmly, only one way to find out. She tucks the receipt into her purse, grabs her keys, and heads for the door, her heart racing, her head spinning, and her trust hanging by a thread. Growing suspicion. The city lights shimmer off the pavement, still slick from a light drizzle earlier. Sarah's car glides through traffic, her grip tight on the steering wheel. The radio plays low, a soft love song that only makes her chest ache more. She switches it off abruptly, the silence louder than the music. Int. Car. Moving. Her thoughts are a whirlwind. The receipt, the bracelet, Mark's distant voice on the phone. She replays everything in her head, searching for signs she may have missed. Every unanswered message, every late night, every vague excuse. She turns a corner, and the hotel's sign appears ahead. The Grand Elegance Hotel, glowing in bold gold letters. Sarah, muttering to herself, "Please, please let this be something else." She pulls into the parking lot and kills the engine. For a moment, she just sits there, her hands trembling in her lap. The knot in her stomach tightens. She looks at her reflection in the rearview mirror, eyes uncertain, lip trembling, but jaw set with determination. "Sarah," softly, "you need to know." She steps out into the cool night air, her heels clicking softly against the pavement as she walks toward the entrance. Int. Hotel lobby. Night. The lobby is elegant, softly lit with chandeliers and warm tones. A piano plays lightly in the background. Couples linger by the check-in counter, and a bellhop pushes a cart full of luggage. Sarah enters cautiously, scanning the room. No sign of Mark. She walks up to a plush chair near a tall indoor plant and sits, trying to appear casual. Her eyes dart discreetly across the lobby, toward the elevators, the bar, the hallway. Still no sign of him. A server walks by with 2 champagne glasses on a tray. She watches them pass, her throat tightening. Her phone vibrates. Close up, text from Mark. "Still in meetings. Might be another hour. I'll explain everything later." Sarah stares at the message, anger rising in her chest now. He's lying. She's sure of it. She rises from her seat and approaches the front desk. Sarah, calmly, "Hi, I believe my husband checked in earlier. Mark Holloway? I think he may have left something important in the room and I'm trying to reach him." The front desk attendant smiles politely and types something into the computer. Front desk attendant. "Yes, Mr. Holloway checked in about 45 minutes ago. He requested not to be disturbed." Sarah's heart pounds. Sarah, forcing a smile. "Right, of course. Thank you." She steps back from the desk, her breath quickening. That was the confirmation she needed. So he's here. He lied. And he didn't come alone. Sarah glances toward the elevators. Her hands clench at her sides. The sadness is still there, but it's melting into something else now. Resolve. Sarah, to herself, "I deserve to know the truth." She takes a deep breath and walks toward the elevators. The confrontation set up. Sarah lingers near a decorative fountain, pretending to scroll through her phone. Her pulse is thunderous in her ears, every second stretching longer than the last. Then, movement near the entrance catches her eye. The doors slide open. Mark walks in. He's dressed sharply, cleaner than usual for a late night at work. And he's not alone. A woman walks beside him. Early 30s, confident, well-dressed in a sleek black dress. She laughs at something Mark says, lightly touching his arm. Sarah freezes, the breath stolen from her lungs. She can't hear them, but their body language says enough. Close, comfortable, familiar. Mark doesn't see her. He's focused entirely on the woman. Sarah watches as they approach the elevator. Mark presses the button, glancing around once but never in her direction. The woman leans in, whispering something. He smirks, the kind of smile she hasn't seen from him in months. The elevator dings, doors open. They step inside. Sarah hesitates, just for a moment. Then she moves. Int. Elevator lobby, continuous. She walks quickly, quietly, just in time to see the elevator doors begin to close. She catches a glimpse of the floor number lighting up. Close up. Elevator panel. Floor 18. She rushes to the second elevator, presses the button. It opens immediately. Int. Elevator. Moving Sarah's inside. Alone. She hits 18 and stares at her reflection in the mirrored wall. Her face is pale, her eyes wide. Is she really doing this? The floor numbers light up one by one. 9, 10, 11. Sarah, softly to herself. If this is what I think it is, I need to see it for myself. Int. Hotel hallway, floor 18. Moments later, the elevator doors slide open silently. The hallway is quiet, lined with elegant wall sconces and thick carpet that muffles footsteps. She steps out cautiously. Far ahead, she spots them. Mark and the woman walk slowly down the hallway. He pulls a keycard from his jacket. They stop at a door. Suite 1827. The woman leans against the wall, laughing. Mark opens the door. He gestures for her to enter first. She does. Then he follows her in. Click. The door shuts. Sarah stands frozen at the far end of the hallway. Her hands are shaking. Her legs feel heavy. She stares at the door for a long moment. Her mind spins. What is she about to walk into? Is there a chance this is still all a misunderstanding? She walks slowly toward the suite. Each step feels heavier than the last. She reaches 1827, the soft murmur of voices from inside. A light laugh. She raises her hand and hovers it over the door. Sarah whispers, "Okay, here we go." She takes a deep breath and knocks. The hotel room reveal. Knock, knock. A pause. Sarah stands outside suite 1827, heart hammering in her chest. She hears muffled movement from inside, the scrape of a chair, a hush of voices. Her breath is shallow. She clutches her purse tightly, bracing for the worst. Then the door opens. Mark stands there, surprised, wide-eyed. Mark, "Sarah, what are you doing here?" She doesn't wait. Her emotions explode in a wave of adrenaline and confusion. Sarah, pained, accusing, "I saw the receipt, Mark. The hotel, the champagne. I saw you with her." Before he can respond, she brushes past him and steps into the suite. And then, everything stops. The room is bathed in soft candlelight. A table set for a private dinner. Streamers and fairy lights twinkle across the ceiling. A big silver and gold happy anniversary banner stretches across the far wall. Behind the kitchen counter, 3 of their close friends pop up from hiding, shouting in unison, "Friends, surprise!" Sarah stands there, frozen. Her eyes flick from one friend to the next, then to the decorations, the champagne chilling in a bucket, the photo collage of her and Mark over the years hanging neatly above the couch. Her voice catches in her throat. The woman she saw earlier, Jessica, her best friend from college, steps forward, grinning. Jessica, "You found us early. We didn't think you'd figure it out." Mark looks stunned and slightly panicked, clearly realizing how this just appeared. Mark, quickly to Sarah, "Jess was helping me with the setup. I wanted everything perfect. A surprise, just for you. I swear." Sarah's knees weaken. Her purse slips from her shoulder, landing softly on the plush carpet. She looks around again, now seeing what she missed before. The bracelet, sitting in a velvet box on the table with a handwritten note that reads, "To my wife, thank you for loving me through everything." A wave of guilt and relief crashes over her all at once. She opens her mouth, then closes it again. Her hand covers her face as emotion overtakes her. Sarah whispers, "Oh my God, I thought—" Mark steps closer, gently taking her hands. "Mark," softly, "you thought I forgot. That I was hiding something. I get it. I haven't been great lately, but this was all for you." He leans in and kisses her forehead. Jessica smirks from behind them, whispering to the others, "Jessica, guess we really nailed the shock factor." Everyone chuckles, but Sarah's smile is thin, forced, her heart still racing. She wraps her arms around Mark, but her eyes drift toward the hallway, remembering something that still doesn't quite add up, because while the surprise was real, there's something else she hasn't mentioned, something she found earlier, and something doesn't feel entirely right. The real story. Sarah stands motionless, the weight of the situation pressing down on her chest. She looks at Mark, then at the friends, and finally at the anniversary setup, the candles, the gifts, the pictures of their life together. Her mind is still racing, but her body feels numb. Mark, softly, sincere, "Sarah, listen to me, okay?" He steps toward her, gently taking her hand in his. She doesn't pull away. His voice is low, but it's laced with urgency, the kind that says this is important. Mark continues. I know I've been distant lately. I know I haven't been the husband you deserve, and I've been trying to fix it. I've been working extra hours, not because I wanted to, but because I thought it would make things better. I thought if I just gave you some space, if I gave you everything you wanted, maybe you'd start feeling the way I used to see you. Sarah looks at him, her heart both heavy and confused. She opens her mouth to speak, but he cuts her off, his voice cracking slightly with emotion. Mark continues, but I've been so caught up in the work, in what I thought I needed to do, that I forgot the one thing that mattered most. You. United States. And I saw how sad you've been, how you've felt unappreciated. I saw how much you were carrying alone. His thumb gently strokes the back of her hand, his gaze locked on hers. Mark, softly, you deserve more than that, Sarah. You deserve to feel seen, to feel loved. So I wanted to do something special, something to show you how much I still love you. I've been planning this for weeks, and I'm sorry it came out like this. I didn't mean to make you feel betrayed. Sarah's eyes flicker with a mix of disbelief and hurt. She steps back, pulling her hand from his. Her mind is still grappling with the unexpected, but she's beginning to process it, the shock, the confusion. Sarah, with a forced laugh, dry. So the hotel, the receipt, the rose petals, you didn't think to tell me? Mark's face falls. He knows how it must have looked, but he's trying to explain. Mark, gently. I wanted it to be a surprise. I didn't want you to know. I thought maybe, just maybe, you'd feel the love again. But I should have told you. I should have communicated. I thought I could fix everything without saying anything. He steps closer, now fully vulnerable. Mark, with urgency, please, Sarah, this was for you. This whole night. It was all about showing you that I see you. I see everything you do, and I appreciate you so much. A long silence fills the room. Sarah's eyes well up, but she blinks quickly to hold back the tears. She glances at their friends, who are standing awkwardly in the background, trying to give them space, but clearly unsure how to act. Sarah, softly, quietly. You've been so distant, Mark. You've been so wrapped up in everything else. I was starting to think maybe it wasn't worth it anymore, that you didn't care. Her voice trembles with the weight of the truth. Mark, desperately, I do care. I always have. But I messed up. I know that. And I'm sorry. Sarah looks at him, really looks at him, and for the first time in a long while, she sees him, his sincerity, his regret, his love. She takes a deep breath, her heart still aching but softening. Sarah whispers, "You've got a funny way of showing it." Mark smiles weakly, taking a cautious step toward her. Mark, quietly, "Can we start over? Can we rebuild? Please?" Sarah's eyes flicker with hesitation, but something in her softens. She looks down at the bracelet he gave her earlier, its glint catching the light. She picks it up slowly. Sarah, softly, "You don't have to surprise me to show me you love me, Mark. I just need you here. I need you present." Mark's eyes shine with relief. He nods, more than willing to begin again, slowly, carefully. A twist within the twist. Sarah stands there, holding the bracelet in her hand, still processing everything Mark just said. She looks at him, his eyes full of remorse, hope, and love. They are so close, the tension thick in the air, and for a moment, she considers letting go of her doubts, letting the warmth of the moment fill the space between them. Mark, gently, "I'll make it right, Sarah. I promise." Without thinking, she steps toward him, reaching out and pulling him into a hug. She presses her face into his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart. For a second, she almost believes him. Almost. But then, as she pulls back just a little, something catches her eye. She sees it clearly, A small, slightly visible keycard sticking out of the inner pocket of his jacket. The corners of it are frayed, and there's no mistaking it. It's for a different room. Her heart skips a beat. Sarah, softly, pulling away. Mark, what's this? Mark stiffens slightly, his smile faltering. He glances down at his pocket, then at her face, and for the first time tonight, there's hesitation in his eyes. He clears his throat, his voice a little too casual. Mark, nervously. Oh, that? It's nothing, really. Just a mistake. I forgot to give it back. But Sarah's already reached for it, her fingers brushing against the cool plastic of the card. She holds it up, turning it slightly to read the details. Insert. Keycard, room 2, 312, floor 23, Mark Holloway. Check-in, tonight, 8:15 p.m. Her breath catches in her throat. Sarah, accusing hurt. Another room? Another floor? Why is this in your pocket, Mark? Mark's eyes widen, and his face turns pale as he realizes she's caught him. Mark, stammering. No, Sarah, it's not what you think. I didn't mean for it to look like this. It's not what it seems. Sarah steps back, holding the keycard tightly in her hand. Her chest tightens as she tries to make sense of it all. The surprise party, the romantic setup, the sudden appearance of a second room, completely unrelated to their anniversary. Sarah, shaking her head, voice trembling. Then what is it? You said this night was for me, that everything you've done was for me. But now I find this? Mark, I need the truth. Please. Mark looks around, panic flashing across his face. He looks at their friends, standing quietly by the window avoiding eye contact, and then back at Sarah. The guilt is written all over him, but still he tries to defend himself. Mark, sighing, defeated. Okay. The truth is, I wanted to surprise you, yes. But I also had to clear my head tonight. I've been struggling with some things, Sarah. Some things I don't know how to tell you. And I thought I'd rent a room to just sort things out, away from all the pressure, away from everything. Sarah stares at him, her chest tight, still holding the keycard like it's a weapon in her hand. Sarah, softly hurt. So you lied to me. You lied to all of us? Mark doesn't respond immediately. He lowers his gaze. Mark, quietly. I'm sorry, I really am. I should have been honest. But it wasn't what you're thinking, I swear. Sarah stands there for a long moment, the keycard still clutched in her fingers. The excitement and tenderness of the night have dissolved into something darker. She wants to believe him, but the doubt, the betrayal, it feels overwhelming. Her mind races again. Is this just a breakdown he's trying to explain away? Or is there something more to the story? The hotel room, the second keycard. Everything feels so off now. She takes a step back, finally letting go of the keycard. Sarah, quietly, I need some air. I need some... The shocking discovery. Sarah stands in front of the elevator, the keycard for room 2312 clutched tightly in her hand. The dim glow of the lobby lights does little to calm the storm swirling in her chest. The weight of Mark's words hangs heavily in the air, but she can't shake the feeling that there's more to the story. Sarah, to herself, whispering, "There's something he's not telling me." She presses the button for the elevator, her fingers trembling. The soft ding echoes in the empty lobby, and the doors slide open. She steps inside, her heart pounding louder with each passing second. Int. Elevator. Moving. The elevator lurches upward, the soft hum of its ascent drowning out the rest of the world. Floor 23, that's where the keycard leads her. She can feel her stomach knotting, the weight of suspicion growing heavier. Her mind is racing with questions. Questions she never thought she'd have to ask about her own husband. Sarah, muttering under her breath. Why would he need a second room, Mark? What's really going on? Int. Hotel hallway, floor 23. The elevator doors open with a soft ding, and Sarah steps into the quiet hallway. The plush carpet absorbs her footsteps as she walks cautiously toward room 2312. She feels exposed, her chest tightening with every step, but she can't stop herself now. She reaches the door, her hand shaking as she inserts the keycard. The light blinks green, and the door clicks open. Int. Hotel room 2312, night. The room is almost identical to the suite she was just in, but there's something darker about it. The curtains are drawn tightly, the lighting dim. As she steps inside, the faint smell of cologne lingers in the air, and she notices the bed is perfectly made, the pillows fluffed neatly. But then, she sees it. On the nightstand, a framed photo of Mark with a woman. Not just any woman, but a woman Sarah doesn't recognize. The woman is young, with dark hair and a warm smile. She's standing close to Mark, their faces so familiar with each other, too familiar. Sarah whispers, confused, "Who is this?" She picks up the photo, staring at it for a long moment. Her pulse quickens, her mind spinning. The picture feels wrong, like a piece of a puzzle she wasn't meant to see. Her eyes dart around the room, taking in the details: a suitcase with clothes spilling out, a stack of unsent letters on the desk, and a small gift box, half open, as if it had been wrapped hurriedly. Her breath catches in her throat. Sarah, to herself, "This isn't just a business trip." Her fingers tremble as she flips open the desk drawer, her heart hammering louder with each passing second. Inside, there's a journal, its pages filled with entries, all written in Mark's handwriting. She scans a few lines, her stomach dropping as she reads words she never thought she'd find. Mark's journal, written in his handwriting. "She doesn't understand why I need both lives, why it's hard to let go of the past. But I can't stop now. I've gone too far." Sarah's vision blurs as the weight of the words crashes down on her. Her mind reels, the room spinning around her. A secret life, a second life. Mark had been living this, and she had no idea. She slams the journal shut, her hands shaking. Her chest feels like it's collapsing under the weight of the discovery. Sarah, softly to herself, "I knew it. I knew something wasn't right." She turns to leave, but the photo on the nightstand catches her eye again. There's no way around it. Mark had been hiding something, someone. And this wasn't just a breakdown or a slip-up. This was something far worse. Emotional climax and ending. Sarah stands frozen, the journal in her hands and the photo burning a hole in her mind. The walls feel like they're closing in, and every breath she takes seems to echo with disbelief. Her world has just shattered piece by piece as the truth reveals itself. Mark's secret life. She looks at the framed photo of him and the woman, their smiles too genuine to ignore. Her heart aches with betrayal, her entire body trembling with the weight of the discovery. Sarah whispers to herself, voice breaking, "How could you?" She can't stay here anymore. The room feels suffocating, like everything that was once familiar and safe is now twisted. She drops the photo onto the bed, her hand shaking as she turns and leaves the room. Int. Hotel hallway. Night. Sarah walks down the hallway, each step heavy, as if her legs are no longer her own. The elevator dings in the distance, but she doesn't look back. She doesn't want to face Mark. Not right now. Not until she's figured out what to do with all this pain. Int. Hotel lobby. Night. She steps into the lobby, the same quiet space where she was just hours ago, excited for the evening that was supposed to celebrate their love. But now it feels alien, distant, cold. The soft hum of the lobby's ambient music is like a mocking reminder of how naive she was just a few hours ago. Sarah, to herself, softly, I can't stay here." She walks past the front desk, not caring to explain, not caring to look at anyone. She heads for the exit, the night air greeting her like a breath of freedom. EXT, hotel entrance, night. She steps outside, the cool night air hitting her face, clearing away the fog of confusion in her mind. The city lights sparkle in the distance, but everything feels so much dimmer now. The streets are still crowded with life, but Sarah feels like she's in a parallel universe, watching it all from a distance. She stops on the curb, looking down at the hotel. The windows that once felt like a place of shared memories now seem like a prison, a symbol of everything she had believed and now has to let go of. Mark, voice, calling from the door. Sarah! Please. She hears his voice behind her, but she doesn't turn around. He calls again, stepping into the cold night air, but she can't face him. Mark, urgently. Sarah, please don't leave like this. We need to talk. We need to fix this. But she can't. Not now. Not after what she's uncovered. She keeps walking. Sarah, quietly to herself. I thought I knew you. Her pace quickens, and her eyes sting with unshed tears. But she won't let herself break down. Not here. Not in front of him. She walks past the hotel, past the memories of what they had built together, and down the empty street, alone. She takes a deep breath, holding herself steady. The pain isn't gone, but it's beginning to fade into something else, something new. She knows she has to move on. She knows she can't stay with someone who's been living in two worlds, not when she's the one left in the dark. Sarah, softly to herself, determined. I'm stronger than this. I will be okay. Her steps are firm now. She's not running from the pain. She's walking toward something better. She doesn't know what the future holds, or if she'll ever trust anyone the same way again, but one thing is clear. She's no longer the woman she was when she walked into that hotel. She's someone different now, someone who knows her worth, and whatever comes next, she's ready to face it on her own.